fix my chat filter. There we are. Perfect. I enjoy actually YouTube lives a lot more than I do TikTok lives. I do try to go live on TikTok as much as I can because it is a bigger social media platform when it comes to that than YouTube is. Unfortunate thing though, man, when you're talking about like addiction and you're talking about mental health and stuff, and you talk about pretty much any social media platform but X and YouTube, you don't have freedom of speech when it comes to that, and like everything freaks out. And I think that's one of the worst things ever that hurts a lot of addicts out there because you miss out on hearing a lot of experiences, a lot of stories. You miss out on finding out how people got sober. You really like that's this part that really kind of sucks. And that's the one thing. If there's ever a change, like somebody wanted to know, like, hey, what could you really do to change how addiction, like to help people with addiction. One of my things would be is to give, to do enhanced requirements for social media platforms to allow it, to make sure everything has to be actually fully watched and moderated, so that you can find the people out there who are truly giving good information, even though it's a little bit raw and some people may not want to hear it. But when I do these lives, I mean, I literally do them because I like to answer as many questions as I can. So feel free to answer questions when you see these. Otherwise, I just kind of talk, and I have no problem talking for a little bit. But one of the fun parts is I will share from my experiences. There are drugs out there that I have no experience with. I never did heroin. I was too afraid of it. I never did crack cocaine. Let's see. I've snorted meth. I've never smoked it or IV'd it. I've never IV'd a drug in my life. I had too much of a fear of needles. My drug of choice was cocaine and alcohol. I've done a decent number of opiates. Opiates were never my drug of choice, though. I never was controlled by them, even in that addiction factor side. So, I share from my experiences. Yes, I've been on Xanax before. I lost a wife to suicide. I lost my dad to suicide. When I lost my wife to suicide, I went fucking balls deep into fucking addiction, and it was a living nightmare, and it sucked. So it was one of those that I had found that, getting sober was everything. I do coke 3 to 5 days straight and stay home for 2 weeks. What's your advice? Warren, do you want to quit? That's my first advice, is being honest with yourself. Do you want to quit? And that's the reality. Like, we as an addict inside, are we there yet? Like, you're getting there. Like, that's a real of it. Like, you're getting there. And I've been there before where you're like start questioning it. You don't want to do it, but you're still doing it. But do you really truly want to quit? Because there's a difference in mindset once you get to that, fuck this, I'm not doing it anymore. My biggest suggestion is when you get to that big stage, like I'm not doing this anymore, you may or may not have, most addicts, even myself, it's going to take you about a year till you have the strength to tell everybody you're a coke addict. We have one of these weird things of like not wanting to tell anyone we're a coke addict. But I would at least tell everybody you're an alcoholic so you can get to, start going to like NA and AA. You can kind of hide it in that sense a little bit. And I'm not trying to be shady or sneaky with it. I just know like a lot of people aren't like me where you're like, I'm a fucking addict. I will say the easiest way, if you want to speed up the process, if I could do it again, I would tell everybody I'm a fucking coke addict. What do I do? That would have helped me out a ton because I would have learned a lot more about the depression and all of that. Been detoxing for coach for 6 days. Now wondering if I should medical therapy while doing the world, go to rehab. Here's what I will say is when it comes time for, you're 100%, Andres, what I suggest is this, is if you are coke, what a lot of people don't realize when it comes to coke and getting sober, you have a dopamine tolerance. Your brain knows what a massive amount of dopamine is like, and it's not creating dopamine like it normally did. So going to a rehab and working on your head, getting it leveled out, sometimes it does include like antidepressants and some of the other stuff. Definitely, get as much help as you can because the depression of cocaine is fucking real, dude, when getting sober. Addicted to pills to the point I'd crush up like 20 a day. Proud to say I'm 2 months sober. Way to go, Foss. That's huge, dude. I did coke stayed up for 4 days straight a few weeks back. There you go. You're welcome. I have been wanting to myself go back, but I've been struggling for a couple years. I feel it, dude. You truly have to get there where you're just like, fuck this. Like, I am done. I am done. You do get to those parts where you really become obsessed almost with like, I gotta fight and quit. One of my big suggestions, though, is like start telling people that you're an addict, man, and asking for help. There are a lot of different rehabs out there. NA and AA can help. Doctors can help. Therapy. There are inpatient treatment centers, outpatient treatment centers. Thank you for sharing your stories. Real side, very straightforward. Absolutely, I appreciate that, Toaster Man. I'd be a fan of your videos. 3 months sober. Way to go! Congratulations on your 3 months sober. Still want to drink though. I know I can't handle the come down. No, and it eventually goes away. I mean, I wanted to drink for a long time when I got sober, and I really struggled with my sobriety for a while. I was a really angry sober person for a while. I had to deal with a lot of trauma. Once I dealt with a lot of trauma and a lot of therapy, it made it so much easier for me actually. Should I go back to rehab? 12 months sober. I'm afraid I'll go back. If you want to, there's nothing wrong with going to rehab. Nothing wrong with that at all. Recovering addict, 12 years, opiate free. We will always be exactly. I love it. How are you? Third month being sober of cocaine. I can't think about going back the day after, which is the worst. Yeah, it is. It is. Can't take it anymore. I feel it. Biggest thing is when you start telling people in your life that you're an addict, you realize that you know a lot more addicts than you ever thought. And people are more than happy to at least give you suggestions and help because you can't get an addict sober. An addict has to get sober themselves. So finding, what worked for other people is a huge one too. And that's why I think it's so important because it gives you some accountability. It also gives you ideas. 1 month clean, way to go. Hella trauma, I feel it. I drink because I crave lines every time. I feel that too.
Are you alive?
I am. What you doing? Come on in. Grabbing a kitty. Hey, Eric, love your content. Addicted personalities for good. Well, you can, Rich, by like making an obsession into other stuff. I'm obsessed with my wife. Like, hey, babe. And the dude,
He's so heavy.
he's so fat.
He's so heavy.
When can you talk about being an addict? You won. Yes, exactly. You have.
Why is he so heavy?
I don't know. Why is
This
he
message is held for review.
Yeah. No, I don't. I will never have kids.
Is that... Are you on TikTok?
No, I'm on YouTube. TikTok hates me.
What happened?
They restrict me after like 20 minutes always. You're an addict, did it because... How long is the cat being sober? Cat's been sober for like 7 years now. I mean, he does get the catnip every now and then.
Yeah, no, he wasn't.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. You're such a real and genuine person. Thanks. Absolutely, Foss. Recently came out 3 CMC addict, 5 months. Way to go, man. What can you... hardest find anxiety. I would get with a therapist. That's one of the biggest things, getting with a psychiatrist. Psychiatrist is huge when you are getting sober. A lot of them do understand what sobriety is. If you get a bad psychiatrist, they don't. But there are a lot of things out there that can definitely help you when it comes to meds in those withdrawals. What is the purest? Oh, I have no idea, dude. No idea. Brother, you gotta have kids. No, I have 2 stepkids. I love them. Any paranormal? No. No. Thoughts on weed? If you use it, I mean, you use it. Like, weed's one of those things, like, I don't, somebody could tell me they're doing heroin, I don't give 2 fucks. Because I know no matter what I do, I'm not going to get this person sober unless they want to get sober, if that makes sense. If it doesn't dictate and control your life and destroy your life, then cool. But if it does, then man, that sucks. That's one of the things that you have to really, really, understand. Thank you, gamer. I appreciate that. What do you suggest? Get the right support system. Half these comments don't need to be said now. They happen. We got family court coming up next week. Text me to find out anything. Dude, I believe in you. Real talk, exactly. Dude, I quit cold turkey. I quit both cold turkey, and I wish I wouldn't have. And the reason I wish I wouldn't have is the fact that when I quit cold turkey, I literally ended up getting to the point that I was withdrawing from alcohol and I was withdrawing from cocaine at the same time, different withdrawal symptoms, and I didn't realize how deadly like alcohol withdrawal was, and I really struggled with that. And so, I mean, if I could go back, I wouldn't have quit cold turkey. How long does cocaine? 36 hours up to. Usually it's only about 24 to 48, but it can stay a little longer. Found my sobriety moving off the grid. There you go. I love it, Pony. You avoid people trying new drugs because they get hooked. Yeah, no, exactly. You just hit your 8 months. Way to go. You're welcome, Roman. I love how I can actually like dank like ruin just block people out, but then I have to get through there and now actually do it. What are some of the strong side effects of using drugs? Destroying my life, breaking out in handcuffs. No, that really was. My biggest side effects of using was literally just that I would ruin my life. I was lying, I was cheating, manipulating everybody around me. I would take my life and burn it to the ground. Tried AA, not fine. No, and I'm also team. AA isn't the only way to get sober, and I really wish people knew that. I mean, AA is great to find some support and stuff. NA is great, but there's other ways to get sober than just that. And there's no right or wrong way to get sober. Back in the day, yeah, AA was like the only way to get sober. But AA also has this mentality: if you don't do AA, you're gonna relapse, you're gonna get high, you're gonna fuck up. And no, you fucking don't. I don't think it should be treated that way. There are so many different ways to get sober out there. I think a lot of it has to do with therapy too. Opinion on getting off sober off of coke. I've been wanting to, but just can't bring myself to do so. I would find it again. A lot of it is with therapists. I do say that. I do have an Instagram page and stuff. Um, do you ever find selling new stuff? Yeah, no. How long does paranoia last? No idea. I've heard 3CMC, but I've never tried it. 20, I've been struggling for 4 or 5 years. Get with a therapist. Even therapists can help tremendously. A lot of times when people are using drugs and substances is because there's a mad amount of trauma there. You're escaping something. It's your self-medication. And so now you're self-medicating for something. To find out why you're self-medicating is huge. Puts an end to a lot of that addiction. And you can really address yourself. Keep strong back at you. What are the cravings about? They suck. I didn't go to rehab at all. Cocaine makes your affections vile. Yeah, they do. I was addicted to more of the feeling of snorting substances. Yeah, no, it is. As an addict, you're obsessed with the process and the drug. It isn't just the high that it gives you. It's the rolling of a piece of paper in your hand. It's the laying out of the lines. You're obsessed with the whole process. You're obsessed with the process of, tightening a belt around your arm. An addict isn't just addicted to the drug. It's the everything. Try now you quit. No, it's hard, dude. I never dabbled in ketamine. I have a therapist that does ketamine therapy and stuff, but I'm happy. Like, and I even told him, he's like, "Do you want to do ketamine therapy and stuff?" And I'm like, "Dude, I'm happy. Like, I love my life. Like, if I hated my life and I was still really struggling, maybe, but nah. Yeah, it's a ritual. It really is. We're addicted to the ritual of getting high." Yes. I heard overdosing on fentanyl is extremely easy. Yeah, it is. Fentanyl is one of the easiest drugs to overdose on. Fentanyl and heroin. And the reason fentanyl and heroin is just because of what it does to your brain receptors. For you, ketamine is a helpful one. Why do you exactly? Why do it if you're happy? That was my thought process. Like, I know a lot of people out there have had a lot of success stories with ketamine and stuff, and like mad props to them. But I have a happy life, and like I love my life how it is, so I don't need anything. My uncle used to do coke. Eventually, he took too much, passed out. Golden retriever got a hold. It's fucked up. Damn, one of your realest guys I've heard talk about addiction. So much respect and it's so helpful. Absolutely, Andres. I try to be real about it because it sucks, dude. Addiction is reality. Is just this like we're insane. I hate when people are like it's a sickness. I don't think it's a sickness. I think we're fucking insane. We are obsessed, insane, fucking just trying to quiet the world of motherfuckers. And you start just using to literally avoid all the problems your addiction caused for you. And that's the crappy part about addiction. That's a reality of addiction, though. And if you're trying to get sober, there's a lot of stuff out there that you can take even to help you. One of the things people always ask, what do you do? I created literally a supplement line, donate a portion of the proceeds for suicide awareness. But I created Banff Wellness and Recovery. If you go to ericbzink.com, recovery wellness section, I put together all these different supplements to help people because like magnesium's key in getting sober. Lion's mane can help you in getting sober. There's so much stuff out there that you can take that will help you get sober. Can take away some of the pain, can take away some of the cravings, can take away some of the withdrawals. It's huge. And why not make it a little bit easier? I love cocaine, but hate the feeling afterwards. Yeah, most people do, Warren. I don't think anybody loved the feeling of cocaine afterwards. Coke is extremely addictive, actually. One of the most addictive substances there is. And the problem is the education around cocaine addiction. Cocaine comes off as a safe drug. You don't realize that the true end result of cocaine addiction is meth and crack cocaine. All the homeless people and stuff that you see using crack addicts don't just become crack addicts. They don't just wake up and they're at a party and someone hands them a crack pipe and they smoke a crack pipe and now they're addicted to crack. A lot of it is actually a process, and cocaine is extremely expensive. I am not a veteran. Nope, not at all. How do you get off of alcohol? You quit. I mean, I wish I could tell you more than that, but you quit. Easiest thing I would say is like start doing AA. Tell people that you're an alcoholic. Probably get with your doctor even. It can help. I wish we had. No. Yeah, get medical supervision. Depends on. I wish I would have. When I detox off of alcohol, people don't realize. Like, people will say, "Oh, do you glamorize, alcohol and stuff like that?" And I will say this: if you know what it's like to wake up and you're shaking, and you have to drink out of straws because you're shaking so much, and you're trying to drink water and it's all over your face because you can't fucking stop shaking because you're going through withdrawals, dude, that sucks, dude. That is not fun. There is no joy in that in life. Do you have problems with the law because of your addiction? I do not, thankfully. I know a lot of people that do, and I know some people that got sober because of AA or because of a DUI. I mean, I know people that got sober because of a second DUI, and like, I think for some people maybe that was the intervention that they needed, the kickstart that they needed to their sobriety. Like, awesome, but not everyone also that way. And so when it really comes down to, when you're getting sober, finding your way to get sober, I think we all get sober different ways, and there's nothing wrong with that. God. Do I believe in God? I believe in a higher power. But I'm not a huge God fanatic. That's also why a lot of people struggle with AA and NA. You're addicted to perks. Do you have any advice? Get with your doctor. Suboxone can help. Depends on how addicted you are. I mean, you can cold turkey it. You're not going to die. You're going to go through hell. You're not going to die. I have a handful of friends that have cold turkey, withdrew. It kicked their ass for about 30 days, got off of the shit. But I also know people can, you can use Suboxone to get off of it and taper them off of Suboxone. There's a lot of different things. Trying to ask an addict about their cocaine addiction and they don't take it well and think that you're personally attacking them. A lot of them do. A lot of addicts, no matter what addicts, it's not even cocaine addicts. You talk to any addict about their addiction, they think you're attacking them. No addict wants to talk about their addiction, dude. That's their addiction, not yours. Tried quitting. The withdrawals were horrible. Withdrawals are horrible from them. So one of the things I would say is get with a doctor, get a MAT program. Because it is. The withdrawals are a nightmare. If you can tough it out through it, and remind yourself that you're not going to die, it can do amazing things. I mean, you can work through it. I have so bad ADHD. I have another extreme. Cut out the alcohol. There you go. I love it. Currently on multiple medications, methadone, hormone, due to cancer, also. And that's a lot, dude. And also, if you're taking on cancer, that is huge. Has religion helped me at all in the process? No. If you want to know the truth, it hasn't. At all. You're welcome, Jim. What drug enhances Molly? The hardest part about quitting cocaine is the mental part. It is the mental part. The habit wasn't actually as hard to quit as it was the mental part. The happiness, man. That was the hardest part. Happiness. CG Kid and I do still talk. CG Sense now. If you haven't checked out his new channel, he has CG Sense. He just sent me cologne and stuff the other, like a month ago. But no, he's a very good friend of mine. I love him. I'm off my first hydro, 7.5, feeling good. Way to go. There you are. I'm off. Yay. Getting high. Why not? I notice when I take less than what I'm prescribed, I feel horrible. I can imagine. I've never been to a sobriety program, so this is my first step on asking for help. I feel that, Warren. And take your time with it, dude. Take your time with it. Again, there's no right or wrong way. Love that dude. He's a fucking good guy, dude. I love him too. We came across your page about 3 months ago in the middle of a 4-year bender. Alcohol, cocaine, 11 weeks. Dude, way to go, dude. Way to go. And John, that's how it is, dude. We have to hit rock bottom. We have to. And so congratulations, man. That's huge. Went to your first AA meeting, a quick cold turkey a month, didn't have withdrawal symptoms, afraid of going to the doctor. Don't be afraid of going to the doctor. Doctors can help you if you find the right doctors. Problems right now is just cannabis sometimes. There you go. For some people, it's a problem. Some people isn't. I will say this. If a substance isn't dictating your life, you're probably not an addict. 5 clean months off of meth, way to go. That's huge. Absolutely. And that's why I think a lot of it is just sharing and knowing that you can get sober and that it is possible to get sober and that it's worth it to get sober. I mean, there's a lot. Way to go. And that's what it takes. Some people it does take jail, and some people it does take different things to get sober. And there's no right or wrong way to get sober, man. Just fight for it. Your question that you should go to rehab, go to rehab. Oh, I saw it. Never mind. There comes a point in sobriety where you don't even think about it anymore. Yeah, exactly. Time just goes by. Do you go into detail about quitting cocaine on your website or any articles able to read? Not necessarily in detail on my website. I do one-on-one mentoring. I can. It's a lot of just like going into detail of how I necessarily quit. I mean, I literally, for the first week, I locked myself in my house, essentially. It's easier to stay sober than get sober again. It is. It so is. A few weeks clean, one slip up trying to quit cigarettes. There you go. It's brutal, man. Nicotine's hard. Nicotine's really hard. It's not easy. First time seeing you, only watched a few of your shorts random times. Accidentally scrolling. It happens. What did you do? Alcohol and cocaine. I did a lot of cocaine. I would drink 2 to 3 fifths of vodka a day at my peak, and I was doing 1 to 2 8 balls of coke a day. There's days I did so much coke that I don't remember what happened. Like I would wake up at home. My ex-wife would be pissed. Not even sure how I got home. Like truck parked in like the fucking yard. I just completely fucked up. And all I wanted to do was die because I hated my life so bad. Like so bad. And that's why I don't own a gun, because I would have blown my brains out. I went across the basketball court, and then bounce off the concrete. 20 was doing a ball to a quarter every time. Yeah. How are you able to hide? A lot of it I didn't try to hide after a while. After a while, I didn't care to hide it. People just kind of ignored it. Because that's how I was. How long did it take for me to kick off the sadness? About a year and probably 3 or 4 months. It took a long time. I'll love back. The sadness is hard, man. Like the depression is hard. Like that's the worst part about getting sober from cocaine. There's no real physical withdrawals, but a lot of mental. Really had inclination to do other things to save your life, but for some reason I don't smoke. There you go. Did you feel naturally from getting clean? No, I didn't feel naturally high from getting clean at all. I hated my life. In fact, I hated being sober for like 5 years. I was an angry, sober person. Once I went to therapy and addressed like my trauma, addressed my mom or my wife's suicide, addressed my dad's suicide, addressed a lot of the pain I was harboring, then I started to enjoy my life. Been going through a 5-year kratom addiction. It's hard. Kratom is really hard to get off of, and people don't believe it is. Like there's these communities that are all pro kratom and stuff. I like to say everybody who's taking kratom just quit, dude, and tell me how your life is, because it sucks, dude. It's hard. I didn't use mushrooms to recover. No psychedelics. All right. I am going to jump off of this live. I appreciate you guys joining me here. I may go live again this week. I may go live again tomorrow. I do enjoy doing the live streams and stuff. If you go to ericbzink.com, I have all my stuff there. More than happy to help anybody. And hope that you guys all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day. I'm going to go help my wife with dinner.